So right after the Zadarius Smith drama telenovela wrapped up, Dalvin Cook and the Vikings, that whole mess continues to drag on into the summer, and the Vikings reportedly want to do right by Dalvin, and head coach Kevin O'Connell has said that Dalvin knows that we're going to take care of him, whether he's here, whether he's there, whether he's ever, where Roy Kent, all that stuff. But Albert Breer, over at the Monday Morning Quarterback, he slid in a very interesting tidbit on a piece about Zadarius Smith. So basically a notebook article, and he's talking about Zadarius Smith and how the inflexibility of the deal and how the Vikings got what they could get for him. But he slid this in, quote, "And on top of that, the Vikings' approach with Smith, Zadarius, versus Dalvin Cook was probably a good example as any here. Cook won't play for Minnesota at his current number, $11 million, this year. The Vikings have come close to trading him, going deep into talks with Miami a couple months back. But all along, the communication has been good, and the team has been open to bringing him back on a reduced number. It wasn't like that with Smith." So basically, the Vikings were just done with Zadarius Smith. I think that there's a chance that fences could be mended with Dalvin Cook, and him being a part of this offense would be pretty damn legit. And, Kwesi, he does have some decisions here where he's cleaning up some of these contracts that Spielman doled out. Well, I mean, Spielman didn't dole out the Zadarius Smith contract, but whatever. And obviously, Kwesi sees some utility in the running back position still, even though all this talk is about, well, he's an analytics guy, so he's going to pay $0 to the running back position. Not particularly, because he was a part of Cleveland when they extended Kareem Hunt at the time, when they extended Nick Chubb, made him one of the highest paid running backs in the game. So I would say never. But right now, even though Dalvin, yes, he is going to be 28 years old, coming off of shoulder surgery, 4 straight Pro Bowls, 4 straight 1,000-yard seasons, I mean, the running back position, it's really been dinged up lately. So right now, Dalvin, in terms of average per season on his contract, would be 3rd in the league. He has the 4th highest cap hit, and things have been done to the running back, to the top-tier running back contracts. McCaffrey was traded because of his contract. Alvin Kamara is probably going to get approached about a pay cut. Well, he's going to get suspended first, but you know what I mean. Zeke Elliott was cut due to cap reasons. Joe Mixon may still be out the door. Aaron Jones took a legitimate pay cut. Derrick Henry, there have been some kerfuffle that the Titans could have moved on because of his salary. Tony Pollard, instead of a long-term deal, was given the franchise tag. So it's not great. It's not great to be a veteran running back on a large contract because you're going to get squeezed. And Dalvin, due a $10.4 million base salary, I don't think that's going to hold up. And Dalvin reportedly early on in this process said that he wasn't interested in a pay cut. But at a certain point, the business is the business. And realizing that, hey, 10.4 here, even if I take a pay cut in this spot, it's probably going to be more than I'll get in the open market free agency, especially at this point since teams have spent up the bulk of their cap and probably not looking to spend 7, 8, 9 million per season on a soon-to-be 28-year-old running back. Maybe I'll just ride this thing out and be part of one of the greatest offenses in team history, which is saying a lot given the history of this team. It's possible, man. So our proposal is this. So $10.4 million base salary, tear that down to $6 million, which probably is still more than he would get in the open market from Miami if they're still interested, or Tampa Bay, or wherever, or Denver, or wherever he would go. I think that $6 million per season would be more than he would get in free agency. Also, throw in some incentives, so $2 million in likely to be earned incentives. So the Vikings would get about $3 million in cap relief, because likely to be earned are counted on this year, not likely to be earned are counted next year if they do hit them, but likely to be earned. So over 900 yards rushing, over 1,200 yards from scrimmage, playing time incentives per game, that'll thing, and then $2.4 million in not likely to be earned incentives. So first team All Pro, Vikings win the Super Bowl. Oh, that one hurts. That one hurts. But Dalvin has a path to make back his entire base salary if he has a phenomenal season, and if he's betting on himself, that would make sense. And then rip up the final 2 years of his contract. He's a free agent after 2023, so he can get paid somewhere else. I think that's a compromise where everyone is going to win, because the Vikings, if they trade him now, probably not going to get a lot in compensation, probably just a late day 3 selection. And if the Vikings cut Dalvin, yes, he's got that $2 million guaranteed offset, but I don't think that he's going to break the bank at free agency. I just don't see it at this point. So I do think that it's important that him and his agent Zach Hiller, as well as the Vikings, they've kept communication open. I don't think that the door is necessarily closed on him returning to the Vikings, and he does have some gas left in the tank, even though we've said a lot. Move on with a year, move on a year too early versus a year too late. But I think Dalvin still has 1 or 2 good seasons left in him, and being part of this offense would be legit, would be absolutely legit. Where, I mean, Dalvin showed he still has some bursts. The long touchdown screen against the Colts, the 81-yarder against the Bills, the 53-yarder against the Dolphins last year, all that stuff. But the Vikings and Kwesi have done a good job hedging their bets in case they don't have Dalvin. Re-signing Madison, drafting DeWayne McBride, it's smart all the way around. But the decision's up to Dalvin, because I think that they can work something out with a revised contract where everyone is happy, where Dalvin still gets probably more money than he would get in open free agency, because if he's traded, I still think that he would be subjected to a substantial pay cut. I don't think that teams are in a rush to just dole out a bunch of cash, especially after giving up draft picks. So I think that they'll find a decent compromise. I think that Dalvin could potentially return to the Vikings this year, and why wouldn't he want to be part of this? Right, because I think that he has a chance to be part of the best Vikings offense that he's ever been a part of. Could be top 5, could be top 3 in this league, and would be a hell of a lot of fun. And guess what? He'll put up a bunch of stats, and if he stays healthy, even though he'll be a year older, hits free agency and could get a smidgen of a payday. But we'll see what happens, man. But your thoughts are thoughts. Albert Breer of the Monday Morning Quarterback reports that the Vikings are open to a revised contract with Dalvin Cook. Let us know your thoughts and our thoughts in the comment section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. Want to support the work? Put a little something in the Venmo. But till next time, Skol, production value.